Coach, it's Neil and Matt up in the radio booth. Just curious about what Arkansas's defense may have done to take the offense out of rhythm tonight.
A lot of different looks and stuff like that. And I really didn't feel like it was Arkansas as much as ourselves. I mean, I want to give them all the credit in the world, and they deserve the credit. And I thought they played harder than we did. And I also thought that, they played one play after the next a little better than we did. And I think, some of our inconsistency was revealed. But, Arkansas gets credit for the win for sure. I thought a lot of our wounds were self-inflicted. I thought one after the next we had self-inflicted wounds. I thought, start with me as coaches, that, I mean, there's a lot of things. You preach all week, the urgency and all that stuff. But I didn't feel like we had quite the edge this week, that we did last week, and that's got to be maintained. And we got to be full throttle and can't make judgments about games and opponents and stuff like that. I felt like we did some of that. I felt like as coaches we tried, but we didn't reach it. We didn't get the message across. I thought that and Arkansas came here with a determination to take this game away from us, and they did.
Of the turnovers tonight, were you surprised at the fact that your team was careless with the ball like it was, and how do you address that moving forward into next week's game?
I was surprised. I didn't think we read the field very well. I think that in most of our problems out there, whether offense, defense, special teams, I mean, our eyes weren't in the right place, and that's just simple technique. And we're not experienced enough or talented enough, to get by without doing things specific and right. And so we got to get that out of them.
Thank you.
For the first question, we'll go to John Sokoloff.
Hey, Mike. Just wanted to ask what you kind of saw from KJ down the stretch tonight, and what type of improvements you kind of want to see from him moving forward, late game situations.
Yeah, I thought that his whole focus and ready to go out there and play the next one was pretty good. I think that I don't think he was as sharp with his reads this time around. I think and I think a lot of this, I mean, and not just KJ, but all sides of the ball, really. We tried to make too much happen, in particular on offense, just tried to make too much happen. Rather than just do the basic fundamental job, we tried to do too much.
Up next, we'll go to Steve Robertson.
Coach, obviously, Kylan coming out was a big loss for you guys. Number one, can you update his condition? And two, how do you feel like your young backs did in his replace?
No, I can't update his condition, but I thought the young backs played admirable as far as not having played very much. I thought, and I don't have a perfect knowledge of how much they played in the past, but I know it's not very much. And I did think that it was pretty good being pressed into service there, and it's something to build on. It's kind of like you'd like to draw from a little more experience in that situation than we were able to, but I thought that, they did some admirable things for sure.
Tim Portnoy.
Mike, it seemed like they were dropping 8 in coverage pretty much every play there. Was that something you guys expected, or was that something you had to adjust to on the fly? And I guess what is the next step to preparing for something like that?
Well, they'd done that on film, and we thought there was a very good chance they would do that. You just got to keep the ball in play, steadily put the ball in play. I thought, we went downfield too much, tried to make too much happen. Yeah, through one, I remember, into double coverage, and we jumped up and got it. And I'm not sure that didn't affect our mindset to where we were going to do too much of that, because the underneath stuff was there all day, and we didn't capitalize on that.
Up next, we'll go to Joe Coleman.
Hindsight being what it is, Coach, the 2 fourth down calls on 4th and shorts that you didn't make, you like those play calls? Or is there something else you would have rather called?
Yeah, I wish I'd have kicked it both times in hindsight. I wished I'd have kicked it both times. We'd had some success running it against them, and it wasn't just, terribly imposing. We knew they were going to try to pinch. I felt like we could move them, but those last two I was wrong. I mean, I thought our offensive line could move their defensive line, and if we're going to continue to go for it on 4th down, our offensive line had better be able to move them. Otherwise, we're going to kick every time. But in hindsight, I wish I'd kicked both times. But I do expect to get to a point where there's more confidence in playing on 4th down.
We'll go back to Steve.
Coach, after that opening touchdown in the second half, defense played pretty well. What were your impressions of them?
I thought overall they did. I thought they played pretty well, other than giving up some of the explosives, and there was some miscommunication. I thought we could have adjusted to their tempo better. But then I think the defense did tighten up and play quite well. I thought defense played. I didn't think defensively we played nearly as well as we can, but I thought we played well enough to win. I thought they had some key stops. They had some key turnovers. They had a level of timing, when to take the ball away from them, when to stop them on 4th down. So situationally, I thought that was admirable by the defense. I think we can play a lot better on defense, but I thought they played better than any other side of the ball today.
We still have time for a few more questions. If you have questions, just put your name in the chat. Go back to Ben Portnoy.
Mike, KJ obviously had a couple of interceptions tonight. I guess what was he seeing from the defense, and I guess what do you feel like was kind of the challenge for him tonight? Was it just a matter of not making the throw or missing coverages, or what do you feel like it kind of was?
I think he needs to get his eyes in the right place. I think that was the biggest thing. And then I think we got to unclutter his mind a little bit.
Please remember to mute your mic if you're not asking a question. We still have time for a couple more.